Hello everyone. Welcome to Dr. J. Jaishankar's lecture series in Commerce, episode 5. The focus today is on the key concepts of marketing. Most people think that selling and marketing are one and the same. Selling, in fact, is part of marketing. It is concerned with the transfer of ownership or transfer of title to the buyer. So, when a product, whether it is a two-wheeler, four-wheeler, washing machine or refrigerator, when it is sold, the buyer becomes its owner. And this is what we are concerned with in selling. But marketing is a wider term. Marketing, in fact, starts even before production. You can ask me as to how marketing function starts even before production. The buyer will not be prepared to buy anything that you sell. The buyer will buy only if he is convinced that the product you offer fulfills all his desires, requirements. The buyer has got certain tastes and preferences, and the product has to be made in such a way that it fulfills all those requirements. So it is important for the business to find out from the market what the buyers actually want. And this is what is done under marketing research. Now, what exactly is marketing? According to William J. Stanton, a marketing expert, marketing is the total system of interacting business activities designed to plan, price, promote, and distribute want satisfying products and services to present and potential customers. This is how he has defined the term marketing. So he has talked about product planning, pricing, promotion, and physical distribution. Each of these words starts with the letter P. So this is what is referred to in marketing as 4 P's. And this is what is also called marketing mix, which is an important concept in marketing. So what exactly is marketing mix? It is the combination of 4 P's, namely product planning, pricing, promotion, and physical distribution. We'll first talk about product planning. Every business has to decide about the products that it is going to offer to the public. You all know very well that when Maruti Udyog company was started in India in the 80s, initially it was making the small 800cc car and the Omni van, and it became a big success, and it prompted the company to manufacture different models of cars in the later years. Now you are all familiar with the different brands of cars offered by Maruti Udyog in India. Maruti, in fact, is the leader of the automobile industry, car industry in India. So a decision has to be taken on the number and varieties of products that the business will make and sell. And this is what is known in marketing as product mix. Earlier we saw marketing mix, which is the combination of 4 P's. Now product mix. What exactly is product mix? It is the composite of the products offered for sale by a firm or business unit. And this product mix is three-dimensional. It has got the dimension of breadth, depth, and consistency. What is the breadth of the product mix? Breadth of the product mix refers to the number of different product lines offered for sale by a firm or business unit. The number of different categories of products offered for sale by a firm. If you take the case of the Tata group of companies in India, they offer a wide range of products to the buyers, right from cooking salt, the Tata salt, to jewelry. They offer if you see a number of different products, you have automobile, Tata cars are so popular with the buyers, then wristwatches, Titan, Timex. So a wide range of products are being offered by the Tata group of companies, and you can say that the product mix of Tata has the dimension of breadth. And what is depth of the product mix? Depth refers to the different varieties or models offered within a product category. I'll quote the case of the Bata Shoe Company that manufactures predominantly footwear. So there are shoes and chappals for different categories of buyers, for men, women, children. Then there are shoes and chappals for office goers, for sportsmen. So within the product category, namely footwear, Bata Shoe Company offers different models and in different sizes and colors. This is what is referred to as the depth of the product mix. Yet another example is Avin, which is a Tamil Nadu government undertaking that is marketing milk products in Tamil Nadu. And recently they have also started branches overseas in some of the foreign countries. Now, if you take the case of Avin in Tamil Nadu, initially they were only making milk, supplying milk, but subsequently what happened? They started making other milk products like ice cream, butter, buttermilk, curd, ghee, and even sweets. So this is what is referred to as the depth of the product mix. Then you have the third dimension called consistency. What is consistency? Consistency refers to the relationship that exists among the products that are offered for sale. Now, you cannot bring all the products of Tata under any one particular category, but it is possible to bring all the products of Avin under the category of milk products. And it is possible for you to bring all the products of Philips under electrical and electronic appliances. So if it is possible to bring in all the products made by a company under a particular category, then it will satisfy the condition of consistency. Brand is yet another term to be discussed in the context of a product. Now, what exactly is a brand? A brand is a name, term, symbol, or a combination of these intended to identify a seller or a group of sellers and to differentiate it from those of the competitors. This is how the term has been defined. So, brand is a name that helps to differentiate your product from the competitors' products. We say Lux soap, Liril, Lifebuoy, then Sunsilk shampoo, then Usha fan. So all these names are brand names. And why do we have all these brand names? To differentiate from identical, similar brands of competing companies that are also marketed. So to differentiate one company's products from another company's products, you need to have what is called the brand name. And it helps to identify your company's products. Then there is another concept called brand mark. What is brand mark? Brand mark is nothing but your logo. So when you see the folded hand symbol of LIC, you are able to relate the symbol with the Life Insurance Corporation of India. Similarly, we are all familiar with the Air India Maharaja symbol. So brand mark is just the logo and it is not pronounced like the brand name, which is pronounced or vocalized. So brand is an important marketing concept. Coming to the second component of marketing mix, we have seen briefly about product planning. Another important component of marketing mix is pricing. What is price? Price is the exchange value of goods and services. Basically, there are three methods of price determination. One is cost orientation, the second one is demand orientation, and the third one is competition orientation. In the case of cost orientation, the price is determined by adding to the cost of production and distribution a certain percentage of profit. Supposing the cost of producing and marketing a product, let us suppose, comes to 50 rupees, and let us assume that 20% is the profit margin expected. So it becomes 10 rupees. 10 rupees is the profit, 50 rupees will be the cost of the product. So the price becomes 60. The product is sold in the market for 60 rupees. This is how price is determined under cost orientation. In the case of demand orientation, obviously the price will be determined based on the demand for the product. So the demand is more, obviously the price also will be more, and if the demand is less, price will be less. The third one is competition orientation. In the case of competition orientation, your price will fall in line with the price of the competitors in the market, because the nature of the market is such that you cannot have a very high or very low price ignoring the price charged by the competitors for their products. This is particularly so in the case of those products where you have only few sellers in the market. For example, Pepsi and Coke are rivals, but you will find the price of Pepsi and Coke to be the same in the market, because the nature of the market is like that. Such a market is called the oligopoly form of market in economics. Olig means few, poly means seller, oligopoly means few sellers. So in such a market you will find there are few sellers and the price of the product will be uniform throughout the market. Then the third component of marketing mix after product planning and pricing is promotion. Once the product is produced, you have to create demand for it. So for that you have different tools available. Advertisement is one of the tools. Publicity. Then you have sales promotion. Then salesmanship or personal selling. All these are the tools of promotion. What is advertisement? Advertisement is the paid form. Advertisement is any paid form of non-personal presentation of goods or services by an identified sponsor. This is how it is defined. Paid form of non-personal presentation of goods and services. So in the case of advertisement, you will reach out to the consumer not directly but indirectly through the medium. So the medium you choose, it can be television, newspaper, radio or anything, and you have to pay the medium that carries your advertisement message. So advertisement is the indirect way of reaching out to the consumer. And what is publicity? Publicity is unpaid advertisement. So in the case of advertisement you have to pay the media, whereas in the case of publicity the media will carry your news but without any payment from your side. How will this be possible? See, before you launch a product, you can convene a press meet and you can show them the product. So you will find the next day that every newspaper and every television channel will carry some news about your product. So this is something done free of cost. When you advertise you have to pay, whereas in the case of publicity the medium will carry your news without any payment. And the third option of course is salesmanship or personal selling. That is, in addition to advertisement and publicity, you need salesmen to popularize your brand name. So, salesmen will be sent to different regions. So, there they will introduce your product to the dealers, to the consumers, and so on. And this is also one of the methods of demand creation. And of course, you have one more option, that is sales promotion. At the consumer level, how is sales promotion done? For example, discounts can be given to the consumers. Then free samples can be distributed in the market. Then of course nowadays you have the exchange offers. Even for cars and two-wheelers, exchange offers are available with all dealers. So you can exchange your old motorbike for a new one. A new car you will get for your old car, just pay the difference. So all these are demand creational tools, promotional tools that are available to your business. Then of course we will move on to the last component of marketing mix, that is physical distribution. Physical distribution actually refers to two important marketing functions. One is transportation, the second one is warehousing. You need transport because the goods produced in one place will have to be taken to different marketplaces. So goods produced in a place are not consumed there itself, because you have buyers who are scattered throughout the country, and you will find buyers even in other parts of the world. So the goods will have to be transported by different modes of transport, must be taken to the consumption centers. So you need transportation. And what about warehousing? You cannot sell everything that you produce within a day or within a week. So you will produce and store in the warehouse, keep stock in the godown or warehouse. And when it is required, it can be taken out from the warehouse and sold to the consumer, sent to the marketing centers. This is what is referred to as physical distribution. And of course, there is one more concept in marketing called channels of distribution. See, it will not be possible for the marketer to sell the products directly to the consumers. It may be possible in the case of industrial goods, when certain expensive machineries are sold, where the number of buyers are limited. It may be possible for the manufacturer to meet the consumer directly and then give delivery of the machinery. But in the case of consumer products, there are lakhs and lakhs of consumers, so it will never be possible for the marketer to meet them and deliver the products to them. So this has to be done through what is called the channel of distribution. So you have different categories of persons, like wholesalers, retailers, and then consumers. And of course nowadays, I need not tell you, you all know about it, people buy goods online. There are online companies, we call them e-tailers, like Amazon and Flipkart, and you can just place an order for the product that you want, and it will be door delivered. And you have many advantages of buying online, like cash on delivery. Then of course, like you can buy any branded product, and the price also is reasonable. In fact, the price is much less compared to the price that is charged by retailers. Then of course, one important concept before we wind up, market segmentation. Market for any product is heterogeneous, it is dissimilar, it is not homogeneous. You take the case of footwear. We quoted the example of Bata Shoe Company earlier. So one model or one type of shoes or chappals will not be suitable for all buyers. Similarly, if you take market for cars, one model of car will not satisfy all classes of buyers. There are buyers who show preference for small cars. There are buyers who show preference for sports SUV cars, sports utility vehicles. Then there are people who show preference for luxury cars like BMW or Audi. Like if you take companies like BMW, they make cars only for the elite class. So their market is something different. It's a concentrated market. But if you take companies like Maruti, they cater to all classes of buyers. So they offer the small Alto car for the medium middle class buyers, middle class lower middle class buyers. Then cars like Swift will satisfy maybe the upper middle class. Then cars like Ciaz will be appealing to the elite class. So segmentation means division, dividing the market into sub-markets so that you can satisfy each group of customers effectively. So what exactly is market segmentation? It is the process of taking the total heterogeneous market for a product and dividing it into sub-markets or segments, each of which tends to be homogeneous in all significant respects. So this is how the term has been defined. So I think I have briefed you on all important concepts of marketing in the available time. I am sure you would have found the discussion very useful, and please feel free to share your feedback, and we'll meet again in the next episode. And until such time, this is Dr. J. Jaishankar signing off.